Full disclosure, my Letterboxd review for this movie was saying that Will Smith's performance slaps in this movie.
Hello, I'm Ryan Donato.
Hello, welcome to another review, and this is another critic-type, awards-heavy movie that we're talking about here, or should be, but it's not because it stars Will Smith, who's very problematic these days. Emancipation is a movie about a slave that was taken from his family. He is forced to work at this place where he's extremely mistreated. He gets the news that the Emancipation Proclamation and the slaves are freed, but they have to not only escape the plantation that they're on, but they have to find Lincoln's army and join Lincoln's army to fight for their freedom. Now, this is obviously very heavy subject matter, and so it's an extremely sad and miserable movie to watch. All right, so here's my opinion on Will Smith post the slap. If there's gonna be repercussions, have there be real repercussions, like actually have an assault charge put on him. But if he's going to make movies, I'm going to watch those movies and I'm going to care about those movies because Will Smith is in them. Like hell, I'm doing a review about it right now because it's significant enough that Will Smith is in a movie, starring in a movie that's trying to get awards recognition. And this is Apple TV Plus, who just won last year for Coda, so obviously they've got some clout. I don't know what their big frontrunners are this year. It's got to be just this, and I liked Raymond and Ray. Spirited is not. Neither is The Greatest Beer Run Ever. I really don't know what they got. Strictly just talking about how Will Smith was in this movie, I think he did a great job. I don't think he deserves award nominations or wins, obviously, but I think he did a very, very good job. My standout, there was specifically a monologue from Ben Foster where he talks about his upbringing, how he was friends with a slave that worked for his family. And that was just a very bone-chilling and like terrifying monologue that he gave. I was very impressed with that. He's always very good in everything that he does, but he's a very menacing villain, even though he's not too much of a constant presence. Light spoiler, there's a moment where like Will Smith stabs a gator in the head, and that was badass. For a second, I was like, am I watching Beast right now? Definitely a movie that it seems like it's being ignored, and I'm okay with that because, yeah, Will Smith, if people don't feel like they want to support Will Smith, I'm totally behind them for that because, yeah, what he did was really shitty, and I don't think that he deserves much credit, but if he's in something, I'm going to talk about it, so I'm here to talk about it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 because I think it was really effective movie. You know, it was very sad. It was very heavy. I did really like the performances. The black and white coloring it made me think about, because I saw Till earlier this year, and Till is one of my favorite movies of the year, and one of my favorite things about Till, all the colors are so saturated and bright, and everything's so bright and beautiful. The setting and, you know, what the characters are wearing and stuff. And that was effective for me because I was like, we're set in these like 1950s, like the nuclear family type of society where like everything was great, you know, like, but it's not ancient history, like, you know, how they show some pictures of like MLK in black and white, but there's pictures of MLK with color or something like that. And it's like, guys, this didn't happen so long ago, so it was really effective to see until where they were like, this isn't ancient history. This happened only decades ago. Your grandmother's still alive. The girl who did the ratting out of Emmett Till in this movie, she's still alive to this day. That was very impactful for that. But so transitioning to Emancipation, I was like, oh, this makes it feel old. Like, oh, look, it is in black and white. This did happen a long time ago. And yes, it did, but like, I don't know. I would love to hear what Antoine Fuqua's reasoning was for having it be in black and white. Overall, I could just see people like writing this movie off because of Will Smith, but if you take it for the content of its character, I think it's a very effective and heavy and emotional movie. It's a hard watch, obviously. Anything about slavery really is a hard watch. I don't feel bad for Apple TV Plus, though, especially not giving their movies in theaters, and so when you put a movie on streaming, it comes and it goes like nothing. They didn't even do the mystery movie screening, because the first time they did it was The Greatest Beer Run Ever, and then the second time that they did it, it was Spirited. So now people are like, oh, it's just whatever Apple TV does, you know, so there's no mystery movie. Because I really like that concept of, oh, let's just sit down and, oh, I guess we're watching this, you know? Emancipation, 4 out of 5. If you're a fan of Will Smith, this is certainly a very solid performance from him. It's a very heavy and sad movie. Check it out on Apple TV Plus. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. Check out some of my other reviews, like I just did my top 10 list of 2021. Go check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching. What is your favorite Will Smith performance ever? King Richard was great, but I would probably want to go with, it's got to be Shark Tale.